Hi guys, Irina here and welcome back to my channel where I review everything tech. In this video, let's talk about the brand new smartphone gimbal from Zhiyun, the Smooth Q4. I've been using Zhiyun gimbals for many years, so I'm always excited to test out their new products, and let's get straight to the unboxing. And this is the combo version, and honestly these are my favorite because in the combo box you also get some useful accessories. And first we get this very nice, good quality case. Let's open the case. And inside we get the gimbal itself, a tripod, and here in the pocket we get a lot of stuff. Let's see. A wrist strap, a manual, a USB-A to USB-C cable, a magnetic fill light and filters, and a Zhiyun Prime card for 1 year that gives you access to some perks and extra features. Now let me show you how to unfold this thing, and I always thought that its predecessor, the Smooth Q3, was easy to unfold, but this new one is even better. The whole process is just so straightforward. You just pull this thing up, then unlock all the axes, prep the clamp, and that's it. You can mount your phone now. And when it comes to folding this gimbal, you just lock all the axes, then pull it down. And speaking of these clamp wings, you don't really have to fold them, but I guess it's better to do so that you wouldn't accidentally break them. When it comes to design, the first thing that struck me was how grippy the Smooth Q4 feels in my hand, thanks to the silicone grip on the handle. Also, it's lightweight, which is very important when it comes to gimbals. The Smooth Q4 comes in only one finish, which I think looks nice. And as I previously mentioned, you could get a standard package or a combo package, depending on what accessories you want to get. The first thing you should do is activate your gimbal in the dedicated app from Zhiyun, which is called ZY Camera app. Otherwise, the gimbal won't start working. After activation, you don't necessarily have to use this app. You could use your phone's camera app while using this gimbal, but this ZY Camera app has a lot of helpful and creative features, which I'll talk about later in this video. So, the Smooth Q4 is a 3-axis smartphone gimbal, which means you could get the smoothest possible footage with your phone. It's important to note that when you mount your phone on the gimbal, it has to be balanced first, so it should be practically parallel to the ground before you turn on your gimbal. This way, it won't be too strenuous on the motors, and subsequently, your gimbal will consume less battery and last you longer. Now let's talk about the modes and capabilities of the Smooth Q4. If you've already used a Zhiyun gimbal in the past, all the modes will be quite familiar to you. Basically, when you turn on the Smooth Q4, by default it starts working in the pan follow mode, where only the pan axis is enabled. So the gimbal starts following the motion of your hand as you turn it left or right, and it won't go to any other directions. Single press on the mode button and we're switching to the next mode, which is called the lock mode, where all 3 axes are locked, so whatever direction you move your hand with the stabilizer handle, your phone will be locked in the same direction. This mode could be useful if you walk straight ahead and film and want to avoid excessive left and right movements and tilts. The next mode is the follow mode, where the pan axis and the tilt axis are enabled while the roll axis is locked. So your phone will be following the movement of the gimbal handle left and right, and also it will be tilting up and down. The last mode is the point of view mode, where all the axes are enabled, including the roll axis, so your phone will be following the movement of the gimbal handle left and right, it will be tilting up and down, and also you could do these roll movements. Keep in mind that you could always use the joystick if you need to adjust the position of your phone, and you can always double press on the trigger button to recenter your phone and straighten out the horizon level. It's important to note that all these modes I've just mentioned work not only in the landscape position, but also in the portrait position, which is absolutely essential these days for creating content for all the major social media platforms. Speaking of the other features, the Smooth Q4 Spores, it has a built-in extension rod. It could be helpful if you need to lift up your camera higher, or if you're filming yourself and want a wider angle. Another super useful feature is the magnetic fill light. You can attach it anytime you need and use it with the rear camera as well as the front camera. It has 4 levels of brightness, a long press on the control wheel to turn it on, and a single press to adjust the brightness level. Also, with a combo package, you get some filters, which is pretty cool, so you could experiment and be creative. Another very useful feature that I love is that you could take a photo or start recording a video with this record button. It's very helpful. It works on my iPhone 13 Pro Max, but some features are only available in the ZY Cami app. For example, you could also use this button to switch between the photo and the video mode, the rear and the front camera, but these functions are only available in the ZY Cami app. And let's talk about this app in more detail. So basically, this app offers a lot of creative modes, shortcuts, and some extra features. For example, this control wheel that lets you change zoom only works in this dedicated app. By the way, a little tip, if you want to make it more precise and easier to use, change the zoom speed to slow in the settings. It really helped me. My favorite thing about this app is that you can get access to some extra features like the Smart Follow feature that lets you track the object in the video. You just need to select the object on the display and then the gimbal will start following it. The most amazing thing is that even if there is no one to assist you, you can still use this tracking feature. You just have to use the gesture control and the gimbal will automatically start recording a video and tracking you. And speaking of gesture control, of course, you could also use it for taking photos. Also, this app has the Smart Mode that offers many templates that could help you make short and creative videos with minimum effort. It could be really helpful if you're vlogging. The thing is, you don't really have to do anything since the gimbal will do all the work for you. It already has some motion templates, so you just need to decide what you want to film. And as a result, you get a very creative, professional looking videos. The good thing is that you could also make your own templates and do it your way. Another fun mode is the dolly zoom, where you could make a video with this effect where the background is moving. You could choose target receding or target approaching effect. Looks pretty cool. Clone panel mode lets you take photos like this. You could also do live streams with this thing. And then there is also slow motion, time-lapse and hyperlapse mode that I'm pretty sure you're familiar with. When it comes to battery life, you get up to 15 hours of use with the Zhiyun Smooth Q4, which is more than enough if you're planning to film with this gimbal during the whole day. You can always check the battery status by single pressing on the power button and looking at these indicator lights. And speaking of charging, it takes about 2.5 hours to fully charge the gimbal. If you've ever used a Zhiyun smartphone gimbal before, you already know that this device is not just a stabilizer, but also a very capable tool with tons of functions and creative features. I would say the Smooth Q4 is a very capable device for its size and price. You could take your video content and creative process to the next level, so this thing is easy to recommend. That's all for this video, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video.